Hi Mickey class, this is our Wednesday school video. I'm going to read our small reader books. I'm going to read Katie's Caterpillar, Max Rides His Bike, Max Goes Fishing. I don't have the new one, Look Out for Bingo one right now, so I will try to get it later today or tomorrow so that I can read that one for you too. But for right now, I'm going to read the stories for you. I'm going to ask some questions that maybe you can think about and answer. You can also practice asking questions to your family. Maybe you can read it together and take turns asking each other questions about the book. You can practice reading the book forwards, reading the book backwards, but I'm just going to read it for you so you can hear how you maybe can say some of the words. And remember, we don't want to sound like a robot. So you have the book. So I don't need to show you the book, right? But I will read the stories for you. So I will first read Max Rides His Bike, and then we'll have some questions that we can talk about. Max said to Granddad, "I can ride my bike like this. Can the little wheels come off?" Granddad looked at Max's bike. "The little wheels can come off your bike today," he said. Granddad said, "Look at your bike, Max. No little wheels." Max got on his bike. He went for a little ride on the grass. Max came down on the grass. The bike came down on Max. Granddad said, "The little wheels can go back on your bike." "No, Granddad," said Max. "I am going to ride my bike with no little wheels." Max got on his bike. Max went for a ride on his bike. He went up and down on the grass. "Granddad, look at me," shouted Max. "No little wheels." So, the first question to think about is who is riding the bicycle? Who is riding the bicycle? And then I want you to think about characters. Remember what characters are. Who are the two characters in the story? What is Max doing in the story? And what does Max want? Think about the beginning of the story. What does he want by the end of the story? What does he want to do? And what does Granddad do for Max? How does he help him? Does Max fall down? Does Max want Granddad to put the wheels back on? And by the end of the story, does Max learn how to ride a two-wheeler bike? Remember, you can pause this video, stop this video anytime you need. You can go back in the video. But now I'm going to read Katie's Caterpillar. Katie came home after school with Joe. "I'm not going back to school," said Katie. "I do not like school." Mom said, "You do like school, Katie." "I'm going to stay home with you, Mom," said Katie. "I'm going to stay home with you and play with my toys." "The boys and girls at school like you, Katie," said Joe. "No," said Katie. "I'm not going back to school." Katie said, "I cannot look after the fish for my teacher. A boy is going to look after it." Katie said, "I'm going to play in the garden." She went outside. Joe looked at Mom. "Katie cannot stay at home," he said. Katie came running inside. "Look at the caterpillar," she said. "My teacher likes caterpillars. I will go back to school." "I can look after this caterpillar at school for my teacher," said Katie. So here are some questions. Who is the story about? Who is the story about? And what does Katie want to do? And maybe think about what does Katie not want to do? Does Katie like school? What is Katie's brother's name? Who likes caterpillars? Does Katie decide to go back to school? And what will Katie do when she goes back to school? Remember, if you are asking questions to your family, try to use your W question words. Remember, they are who, what, when, where, and why. These are the question words. Now I will read Max Goes Fishing. Max and Granddad sat down on the steps. "I like going fishing with you, Granddad," said Max. "This is a good day for fishing," said Granddad. "We will get some big fish today. Here is your line, Max, and here is my line." "Look, Granddad," said Max. "I can see some little fish." Nibble, 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 went the hungry little fish. Max looked down at his line in the water. "Where are the big fish, Granddad?" said Max. "They are not coming today." The little fish came back to Max's line. Nibble, 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 went the hungry little fish again. "Go away, little fish," said Max. Granddad looked at the shellfish on the step. "A big fish will like this," he said. Max and Granddad went on fishing. "Granddad! Granddad!" shouted Max. "A fish is on my line." "Look at my big fish," said Max. So here are some questions. Who did Max go fishing with? Does Max like fishing with his granddad? What does nibble mean? Does Max want to catch the small fish? What does Granddad find on the step? Do big fish like shellfish? And does Max catch a big fish? Does he catch any fish? Does he catch a small fish? Does he catch a shoe? What does Max catch? I will try to get the next book up, and so I will make another video for that when I do. But right now, you can watch this video so many times. You can watch it every day. You can practice reading your books. You can read them forwards. You can read them backwards, but don't read them upside down because that just does not work. You still have your papers for all of the books, so you can read them without the pictures too. Do all of the things that we would normally do at school. Maybe you can even teach your mommy and daddy how to play the game, right? So mommies and daddies, what we do is we have the book and we just say 3 numbers. We say the first number is the number of the page of the book that we are looking at. The second number is the line on the page, and the third number is the word on the line. So we say 3 numbers. Maybe we say 2, 4, 1. Page 2, line 4, word 1. And then the student has to quickly find which word this is. So this is a good practice that the students like to play at school. So maybe you can also do this. But yes, these are our small readers. So please practice with them for when we are having school at home. And I will be talking tomorrow about the Cornell book for this week. So again, please have fun at home as much as you can. Stay safe, and I will teach you some more tomorrow.